Hello and welcome to my friends and family around the world. So we drove from southwest to southeast part of Portugal, and we thought that was a castle, but it was a Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends and family, a very warm welcome to Scotland. We are live from Scotland. Few friends, they are just coming down. We're just waiting outside their apartment. Once they're back, we'll be setting off on a creamy coffee and a fresh air outside. Why not? One thing I would like to share that first, when I saw that word, I didn't discuss it with anyone. So I finished my college. I went straight to that hotel where the seminar was going on. So I had opportunity going there. At least, I had ambition that, I want to do something. And my dream was massive. My dream was big. I thought I should just get a platform and I would do my utmost best to prove myself that yes, I can do something. Although I was very scared because there was a lot of negativity. I mean, two of my uncles, they were very supportive, and I will never ever, forget their sort of investment of love in my life. One of them, he was a bit cheeky. His criticism was, he's one of the eldest. His criticism was a bit destructive. He used to advise and he used to say things which no one would like, in a way that when you've got a fragile mind and you are just still, in a way, you are growing in the age like when you're a teenager and when you want to prosper in your life, and someone advises you out of something which doesn't make sense to you, and it just simply hurts straight into your, like a tracer bullet in your heart. Although when I was leaving, he did give me a really good sum of money just to support myself in the few days, which I still remember. They say always mention the good side before you mention like the critical side of a person. And I'm not a critical person. In fact, as an emerging motivational speaker, I like grabbing positives from every sort of conversations I have with people. So coming back to this, I went straight after college to this hotel. I had about 2-3 hours of seminar. All I had my transcripts with myself, because the gentleman who emailed us, who ended up, we found out that he was our neighbor. He said, "Oh, don't worry, I'll email your dad," because he knew my dad and he knew where I live. I knew where he lived, and it was just out of coincidence. And I was shocked, surprised. I thought he would be the best person. He may be able to provide discount which university would accept, because although I was new and I started assuming things in a very positive manner, because I had ambitions, I had things in my mind that right, the time is very near, that I should just step up, wrap up and just fly out of this airspace of Pakistan. So I went to my uncle. I said the whole story. I said, what, this is the plan. He says, my son, why don't you prefer Britain over Malaysia? Why would you like to go to Australia? Do you have any sort of specific sort of reason you want to go to Australia? Why not Britain? why he advised? Because of course he had a very positive mindset at that time. He finished his studies. He studied his masters in business administration from University of East London. So he lived quite sort of his teenage, I would say, up to his mature age in Great Britain. Like when he was he came here when he was about late 24, 25, if I'm not wrong. And he was here for quite a while. I mean, he had incredible people, incredible friends here, and he had great experience of United Kingdom. So I said, oh, that was something I would have loved to hear ages ago, and that was the time. So he said, oh, why don't you pop into my office tomorrow? I've got a friend of mine, he's a British national, and he's running his educational institute in my locality, University Connections. I said, oh wow, that would be a life changer. Why not? So, at that time, that plan for going to Malaysia was just going down and down and down the drain. Although I did say, yeah, I should keep that door open. If this doesn't happen, at least I'll have a way to go to Malaysia. So the Malaysian course was a bachelor's in computer science. The first 2 years they were offering were in University of Kuala Lumpur, and the third year was in University of Brisbane, in Brisbane itself. I thought, oh yes, it sounds better, but according to the distance it was too far. So I started getting into the environment where things were coming out to be very true for myself. I didn't have any single clue about the documentation. I didn't have no clue for the financial requirements, what would be the fee, how would I buy the air ticket, and this long story short, that I was just a knave. All I had is I thought going abroad is the easiest thing to do, a piece of cake to eat and a cup of tea to drink, just like that, which wasn't. My dad sold the house. Now it's coming to intense side of my story. My dad sold his house. We started meeting different sort of educational consultants in Lahore. We managed to meet Mrs. Khatija. She was one of the ladies. I can't remember from top of my head. Her institute is incredibly brilliant, who are assisting students to go abroad. So for me, the environment was fantastic. I went in with my uncle and my dad. So my dad started being very happy, because my uncle was very supportive to my family, I must admit. He was the one who was always positive, who always had great intentions about all of us, about all my brothers and sisters, and of course myself personally, because he knew my English language was quite good. I was an average student in my school, and he could see the potential in myself in a way that the life would change if I go abroad. That as I'm the eldest, a lot of family supports on me, and if I go abroad, I complete my studies, and I would be the right choice to support my family if I go abroad. Life was started changing. Me and my dad, we started getting invited by Mrs. Khatija. Oh, we need Fahad's this document, that document, and gradually where I did my IELTS from University Connections with Mr. Tayyib Mukim, my friends started knowing as well that, oh, Fahad, he has started meeting a British national who is based in UK and who's running his institute. We need to go to Fahad to find more information about what sort of planning he is doing to go abroad. Why not? I had friends, I still have. Some of them are very valued to me. Some of them we don't get in contact, but we do see each other and whereabouts on social media platforms. So I said to my uncle, this is the best. Let's change the mind. Britain is the best option for me. Mrs. Khatija, she started offering us some programs in University of Hertfordshire, which is near St. Albans in Hertfordshire County in UK. When I started looking at the prospectus, I was in a different world, believe it or not. I was like, wow, so green. Look at the environment, look at the lush green grasses, the trees, and the greenery and the calmness and all the discipline and tranquility, in the area, and all the peace and quietness. It just stunned and shocked me myself. I started going on YouTube just because that was part of my personal statement. There was a question that why would I like to go to University of Hertfordshire. So in Britain, when you go for an admission, you have to make sure you write a personal statement and you write your views, that why would you like to go abroad. What is the main purpose you would like yourself to be in you would like to be recruited in your you would like to be recruited in you would like to get admission in the university. So it was incredible. I had a long story to write, and then Mr. Tayyib Mukim, who I was having my English language course from, he assisted me making all the statements. Suddenly, we met another at the same institute where I was doing my IELTS. Mrs. Tayyib said that, he said to my uncle that two of more educational consultants are coming to Britain, and they'll be representing my business here in UK, and they would be coming to provide us more opportunities with universities, and the fee, the academic fee is much less than University of Hertfordshire, and it has more scope in the course which father is interested in. I was like, wow, it is even better. So I didn't know what the cities were and what type of course I would be enrolled into and whatnot. So I was relying on everything what my uncle and Sir Tayyib, Mr. Tayyib Mukim, an incredible human being like my uncle. I started relying on the information that what they say is absolutely right. So we met Zoe Marlowe, we met Simon Darrington. They both came to Pakistan, to Lahore. We had an incredible meeting in Cafe Zouk with both of them. We had an amazing meal, and we met in the office actually, and then me, my uncle and my dad, we took them out for a meal, and it was just a pleasant moment. And for me it was incredible when Simon and Zoe Marlowe interviewed me, and I was so chatty at that time as well. I started talking about cricket. I started talking about that, it's my dream to go to Britain. I love watching cricket. Cricket was the most important topic I could start, even though I wasn't amazing player of cricket, even though I'm very poor. I can't even talk about cricket, but knowing the players and knowing the cricket stadiums and all that, I was very into the game of cricket. So I had the sort of communal topic to talk about British culture. We started talking about Lord's Cricket Ground, Oval Cricket Ground, Trent Bridge, and when they told me that Trent Bridge stadium is about 10 minutes away from your university where you will be enrolled, I was like, wow, that would be the first place I would love to visit. So finally, when we were in the middle talking to Mrs. Khatija, we stopped going there, and we said to her that we have changed our plans. We have planned to go to a different university, but thank you very much for your help and assistance. And she didn't mind. Of course, it was a business. She's a professional lady. We did recommend her